recently I was doing a presentation, a lecture, and someone asked me to talk about experiencing God through your lover. And I said, oh my Lord, absolutely you can experience God. You know, one of the coolest things in the world is called divine union. And divine union can occur through a connection with ourselves, one-on-one, a connection with God, one-on-one, and a connection with your partner, your lover. Oh, it's amazing, right? I mean, divine union can happen in one of many, many ways. Divine union can happen with yourself and a friend, someone who you're very close to. And we'll get into that on another video. But this question, could you experience the divine through your lover? And when I explained the answer of yes, absolutely, then someone else asked, have you ever experienced it? Great question. Hi, I'm David Essel. It is a great question, and I wanted to share. I have this story on our audio cassette program, Slow Down. We have a 3 CD series on the book, Slow Down, and during one of those CDs, I tell the story that I'm going to share with you right now. At this lecture that I gave, an individual asked, would I please make a YouTube video out of this, because she felt that not enough people know what's possible. She has experienced what I'm going to share with you, and I hope that you'll attempt to do the same. Because it's absolutely magical. A number of years ago, I was in a relationship with this wonderful woman, and we decided that we were going to go away and spend a weekend together at a monastery, and we did so, and it was just a magical event on so many different levels. As a matter of fact, on YouTube, I have Miracles at the Monastery as one of our videos, and I talked about a physical healing that took place to me on these sacred grounds. So my partner and I had gone through these prayer services, and at this monastery that we were at, there's like 6 or 7 prayer services a day that you can join the monks at. So we were going to every one, and we were having these amazing discussions. It was just an incredible experience. It was a very deep, intimate experience for us individually, between myself and God and her and God, and us as a couple in union, to be able to talk about these different experiences. So one night we were out on the back porch of this little house that we were staying in there, and it was just this beautiful night, and because we weren't married, we couldn't stay in the same room. So we both had our own separate rooms, and so it was just beautiful. It was incredible. And we were going over the course of the day and talking and enjoying each other's company, and then it was time to go to bed. So we got up and we held each other's hands, and we just looked into each other's eyes, and I felt something happening, and I don't really know what it was. It wasn't something that we consciously said, let's go into divine union. And so we kissed for a minute, and in that kiss, we tried to explain it the next day to each other. But as we backed up from the kiss, just with our heads moving slightly apart and stared into each other's eyes, we both went into this most miraculous space with God. In other words, there was an energy force, there was a vibration that was going from the soles of our feet through our bodies into our hearts. Like you could feel your heart expanding and opening up in the most unbelievable way. It went up through. We both felt this electricity, this incredible electricity, and we could not disengage our eye contact. In other words, we were almost like frozen in time with this amazing energy, this incredible magnetic force that went through our eyes into each other's hearts and souls, and we were locked in space. We were locked in this place. It was one of the most heavenly experiences I had ever had in my life. It was one of the most, and I want to say this because this is really important. We weren't making love. You know, we were fully clothed. And I'll go on to that in a minute later, but we were fully clothed, standing in a somewhat public place, and our eyes, as we saw, we locked in, we went deeper into each other's heart and soul. We surpassed the human existence and went into this most unbelievable divine union with each other, with God. It was incredible. It was like this most magnificent experience, and when we think about, and we talked the next day about what led that, I mean, that night we could hardly even imagine what occurred, but what led it to it is that we were both open, we were both immersed in God in our own way, and that immersion in God in our own way, that conscious separation from the world, from society, from TV, from radio, from phones, and all that kind of stuff, allowed us to connect much more deeply with God than we normally would have in that unbelievable silence of the sanctuary. And the opening of our heart then took place for the two of us to be able to share what was unshareable with words. You know, like, well, you couldn't say in words what we felt. And there's no way that we could match it. As a matter of fact, the next day we sat back on that porch and I wrote the story out, right? But it still didn't grasp the power that it had. It was one of the most miraculous experiences in my life. After that, in the unfolding of our relationship, there were experiences that we had in physical union that were unbelievable as well. I mean, the most incredible depth of connection that we felt while making love, while being together, you know, in that experience. There were times when I asked, I said, let's go to that space. Let's just relax and stare into each other's eyes and go to that amazing place that we were able to transcend once again. I don't think, from my perspective, that we ever reached the power and the magnitude of what happened on the grounds of the sanctuary, but we came very, very close, you know. And years later, while we're not together, years later, when I look back and think back of that experience, it was absolutely divine. It was a creation that wasn't just a gift for her and I. It could be a gift for you and your partner. It could be a gift for anyone that wants to go there. Check out my video, Divine Union with God, Through the Eyes. It's right here on YouTube. You know, Divine Union, Connecting with God Through Our Eyes, I think is the title of it. And I take you through the process of how to get to the divine union by staring into the mirror and practicing with yourself first with a mirror, and then bring that technique with your partner. When my former partner and I went through it on that day, on that night, in the monastery, at that little house out on the back porch, it was one of the most incredible experiences. I love to call it a miracle, miraculous experiences I ever imagined I could feel with another person, and I know you can do the same. If there's anything that I can ever help you with, please contact me via talkdavid.com. These experiences I share with you are really available for anyone, and I'd love for you to try to experience that absolute divine union. If you need more information that I can give you on this short video, contact me, talkdavid.com. Share this with your friends who really want to have the most amazing experience with their lover, so that we can spread this incredible opportunity that everyone really does have if they choose to walk this path. And don't forget to sign up for our YouTube videos right here. When you sign up for the account, every time a new one comes out, it'll go right to your YouTube account. Okay? I'm David Essel. Have an awesome day.